George Orwell, who's one of the most famous political philosophers of the recent age, he's written a book by the name of Road to Wigan Pier. And in the latter half of the book, he discusses a few philosophical issues, which are quite intriguing, to be honest. But he talks about the trend of mankind, the way that we're going. And he says that we build more and more machines. And what is a machine? A machine is something that makes our life easier, gets rid of difficulty, right? And as man progresses, he builds more and more machines. And naturally it follows that therefore we have less and less difficulties. Now there's no doubt that that is a good thing, right? But he says if you continue this, and you continue this trend to the nth degree, we'll reach a point where we eliminate all meaningful pain and difficulty. And at that point, the human being will transform into something which we would find repulsive, because they haven't been forged in the fire of pain. There's a famous science fiction novel by the famous author Aldous Huxley. It's called Brave New World. For anyone who's interested in looking into this concept a little bit more, it's enlightening. Because we sort of think, you know, if I got rid of this pain, if I got rid of this suffering, then my life would be the same as it is, but without the pain. But that's naive. It's a one-dimensional thinking. If you get rid of the pain, you change who you really are. And the person who's left behind is much softer. In Brave New World, they have this, among many things, it's a really interesting book, but amongst many things, they have a drug by the name of Soma. And anytime they start to feel a little bit distressed, they take it. There's different doses, and the author talks about the doses in detail, what they do. That's it. Why? So that they don't have to face any difficulty. And when you read about them, there's something visceral that you feel, a sort of disgust on the inside, because these are what these human beings have become in the absence of difficulty. Ibn Khaldun, who's one of the most famous historians of the Islamic Golden Era, he wrote a book by the name of Al-Muqaddimah. He talks about something by the name of a cycle of empires. The reason he looks around in the Islamic Golden Age, he sees how various Muslim empires are falling and various others are coming to light. And under this notion, this cycle, he says that the reason why some empires are able to thrive, the reason why some of them are able to rise to the top, is precisely because of their pain and difficulty. The same thing that we complain about is the same reason for their success. As they go through this difficulty, it makes them into something stronger, something better, something more astute. And as a result, they're able to topple the decadent, corrupt, existing institutions. But after they've gotten to the top, they stay there for a bit, then they start to get contaminated by luxuries, there's not enough difficulty facing them. What happens? They crash and burn. And another society rises to take the torch. I think one of the best examples for this is that of the Mongols, because they rose so quickly and they fell so quickly. Genghis Khan, if you look at his biography, the kind of strife he faced when he was younger was unprecedented. He ended up having to kill his older brother. He was betrayed by his best friend, fought a civil war. I mean, there's so much behind it. And yet, in his lifetime, he's able to found the largest contiguous empire in history. But after they get to the top, and they have whatever they need, they become decadent. Despite his best efforts, he knew it would happen, and he tried his best to stay away from it, but it still happened. The old saying goes, up the mountain in wooden clogs, and down again in silken slippers. So to summarize this point, the most skillful of sailors are forged by the stormiest of seas.